Stop treating tomorrow like it owes you something. It doesn't. Doesn't owe you a damn thing. So while you're running around busy thinking that the time you have and the abilities that you have and the assets that you have will always be available to you, sometimes they won't. So this episode is like really personal for me. A couple of Fridays ago, I woke up, going about my business, but I was noticing something weird going on with my left eye, which is my shooting eye, right? So I go over to Home Depot, I gotta get some stuff. I call my wife, I'm like, hey honey, something's weird going on with my left eye. I don't know what it is. So she says, go to the eye doctor. I'm like, okay, I'm in Home Depot. She says, no, you should really go to the eye doctor. You're a photographer, you should go to the eye doctor. I'm like, okay. So I'll call the eye doctors. Called them up, got in, like for an emergency appointment. Come to find out it's just a floater, okay? And a floater is just a piece of whatever the technical term is, some vitreous stuff that ends up getting loose in your eye. So nothing really serious, Doc said they go away. Sometimes it takes a day or two, a month, a couple of years, whatever, but they can go away. So no harm, no foul, right? But what it did get me to do, it got me to think. It got me to think about all the time I was busy. And busy can be good, right? When you think about busy, you think about, you're trying to organize stuff. For me, I was busy setting up this NAS at the house, this network attached storage thing, busy setting up a new Wi-Fi mesh system, all this kind of stuff, right? And it's practical and it's stuff that I wanted and needed in the house. And then there's always stuff to do in the house. We bought our new house last year. So there's always something to do, right? So busy, busy, busy. But this little floater in my left eye started me thinking, what would happen, not because of the floater, but what would happen if I lost the ability to see? What would happen? I didn't like that thought at all. That thought sucked. Not just because I am a photographer, but visual things are very, very important in my life. Being able to see my wife, my kids, all these things that you take for granted, right? And you always think you have time to do the thing that you really love to do. You always think that. If you're a painter, you're like, okay, well, I got stuff to do. I'll paint when I get the time or whatever. But what would happen if you lost your hands? Yeah. So I really started thinking about that. What would happen if I lost my eyesight? I don't know how you can be a blind photographer. Okay. I'm sure you can do some, I don't know. I really don't know. You could get help, but the ability to actually see what you're shooting, nothing is a substitute for that. So busy, I am culpable of that. I have been busy when I could have been actively shooting more. Yeah, I do need to do things. We all do need to do things, right? But tomorrow doesn't owe you shit, all right? It doesn't owe you a thing. So don't let busy get in the way of doing that thing that you love. If you're a photographer, don't let busy get in the way of that. If you're a writer, don't let busy get in the way of that. If you're a painter or whatever it is that you do, Don't use busy as a reason not to do the thing that you love, the thing that you're passionate about. I want y'all to think about that, because tomorrow does not owe you anything at all, period.